The notes are up there too, so just a quick reminder. We did it yesterday because there's more of them on here. X to the 0 or anything to the 0 power is what? Mr. Moss, you need a pencil?
Yeah. Come get one.
1. Quick. Okay, anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, so if we have 3 to the 0, it's 1. If I have 100 to the 0 power, it's 1. If I have a to the 0 power, it's also 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Okay, and then we went over negative exponents. What's the rule with negative exponents? Where do negative exponents go?
At the bottom. Flip them. Or then you gotta flip them.
So, here's what I will tell you, and people were getting it mixed up yesterday. So, let's look at it here. And I'm just gonna, I gotta do it over here because Mr. Kemper can't see. Okay, so, if I have something like, this is what you guys are familiar with. 2 to the negative 2. That should be like 1 over 2 to the negative 2 to 2. Okay, but on the flip side of that, if I have x to the 4, y to the negative 3, and a to the negative 2, okay, we move them around. So, does this positive 4 need moved?
No.
No, it stays up top. What about this negative 3?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to get moved to the bottom. What about this negative 2?
Yeah.
Where does it get moved?
To the bottom.
No, it's already on the bottom.
Wait, the negative 2. Oh, top.
It's got to get moved to the top. Okay, so the reason, and take a second and look at that, we move them around according to wherever they're at. So if they're on the bottom and it's a negative, it needs to go to the top. If they're on the top, it's a negative, it needs to go to the bottom. Okay, you move it in the opposite direction. Okay, so let's look at our sheet for today. 2 to the 0 is what? What's anything to the 0 power? 1. 1. 4 to the n to the negative 1. What do we do with big numbers?
Put it at the top.
We leave them at the top. What about the n to the negative 1?
Go to the bottom.
Why?
Because it's a negative.
Yeah, so the negatives we need to move. So it's going to be n to the positive 1 now. The only difference is we moved it to the bottom. Okay, and this one is our answer. Okay, 5. Where does that 4 go?
Top.
Top. A to the negative 3. 5. Mr. Moss, you better keep up. We're going fast today. And you got a sheet to do from yesterday. Kyle, you with us? You look like you're zoning. Okay. Zone back in. It's a quick day. Okay, 7. Where does that 2 go?
At the top.
Top. Big numbers always go on top. What about x to the 4?
Top.
Why?
Because it's positive.
Yeah, so because this 4 is positive, we keep it on top. What about y to the negative 3?
Bottom.
Yeah, negatives go on the bottom. So then it becomes a y plus positive 3. Okay, 9. Where's the 3 go?
Top.
Top. U to the negative 3.
Bottom.
Bottom. V squared.
Top.
Top. Okay, 11. Mr. Moss, where do big numbers go?
On top.
Yeah, so we always keep the big number on top. What about a to the negative 1? Is that bottom? Yeah, so because this is a negative, we need to move it to the bottom. So a to the 1. What about b to the positive 4? Yeah, it's got to stay above top because it's positive. So you're going to have b to the 4. Ooh. Okay, Mr. Moss, what about this 3? The big 3.
On top.
Top. X to the negative 2.
Bottom.
Bottom, so it's going to be x to the 2. Y to the 4.
On top.
top. Z to the negative 4.
Bottom.
So I know you can do these, right? And they're really fast. Okay? So I want you to have both sheets done by today. Okay, 15 is the only one that some of you guys need to probably pay a little bit extra attention real quick, okay? 15, we're going to have 2 goes on top, x to the third, y to the negative 4 goes on the bottom. What is z to the 0?
Oh, that's going to be a 1.
It's going to be a 1. Now, if I put a 1, so normally we would say, okay, well, let's slow down. Okay, z to the 0 would stay on top, okay? It's positive, we could say, which it's really 1, okay? Which that really means then multiply. So 1 times 2 is 2. So essentially, and there's already a 2 there, essentially the z to the 0 just disappears, okay? So that's what your answer should look like. So pay attention when we have those things to the 0 power, okay?
What about 20? Wait, no, that's going to be, well, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, 17 is going to be 3, h to the 3 on the bottom, j, the heck am I writing? J to the 1 on the bottom. What's your question about 20?
It's two, what's it called? Letters.
It's 3 letters.
Well, I mean, like close to each other.
You mean because the z don't have no number?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I think we talked about this, but, so, if we have any letter, we can say x. What is the big number in front of it?
1.
So 1. What is the little power with it? What number goes here? A 1. So when we have something like 20, it is really, and I'm just going to rewrite the problem, 2z to the 1, x to the negative 1, y to the 3. Okay? And then once you get there, then now you know how to move stuff around. Okay? It's really going to be look like 2z to the 1, x to the 1, y to the 3rd. You writing? Okay, and then 19. The 4 goes on the top, r goes on the bottom. R to the 3rd goes on the bottom. Okay, you guys go through and do all the even ones. There's only 9.